gentlemen, family and friends, mother-in-laws, ex-girlfriends, anyone else I'm going to accuse and be rude to today. I think now would be a very appropriate time for us to be upstanding and a round of applause for James and Lisa. Very second to standing ovation round of applause.
But it wasn't for you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly thought today would never arrive. I felt like Fabio Capello with the English football team, hoping that one day they'd beat someone. Much like hoping today would eventually arrive, but knowing deep down that James might be a bachelor for the rest of his life. In my mind today, it could have turned out massively differently. You might have got the invitations and it might have said, Mr. James Gregson and Miss Ting Tong. Being honest. What could have turned out is Mr. James Gregson and Mr. Roger Mead. Luckily, as you can see, it's turned out perfect. Well, James was born in 1969 to Faye and Tony. No, but lights round, you said it was a decade of freedom. Well played, bouncing baby boy. It was terrible. A bouncing baby boy with beautiful chubby cheeks. Some things never change. A chiseled jawline, a distinguished demure. Film star looks. Then they realise there'd been a mix-up at the birth. Well, James is the one with his finger up his nose, his hand down his back. Well, the early years consisted of eating and drinking. And as you can see, that's carried on since present day. James started school in Billericay at St John's, which you might remember about that time hit the headlines, and not for the best of reasons. The headmaster took an instant liking to James, and many times he'd take him to his office and say, James, one day you'll go all the way. Unfortunately, or in James's case, fortunately, the headmaster left under dubious circumstances, but was last seen leaving the school blowing kisses to James. James formed some fantastic friendships at school. The Saunders, the McAdams, the Watsons, to name but a few. And saying that, which we discussed, Matt, his good friend earlier, was taking James home on the train after school one day. As they pulled into Billericay station, he flung open the door of the train while it was still moving and pushed James out. James got a broken arm, severe bruising, and wasn't very well. And James's parents sent him out, why did you do that? He said, well, to be honest, I didn't want him to miss his stop. You can't do enough for a good friend. Really, I think the reason Matt's lying in hospital at this very moment is because James tackled his brakes on his mountain bike. He went down the 20-foot ravine, and to be honest, he's very lucky to be alive, so we send our best wishes to him.
Yeah.
Well, James progressed through the academic system. And for someone with a learning disability, did really well.
Sounds good coming from you.
Well, Pony Club took over, and James, more interested in the social side than the riding part, went there every summer. Great times, made some great friends, had a fantastic time. You know, he started experimenting with alcohol and exploring girls, and you know, had some great sort of sexual experiences. That was on 2 legs, madam, not 4. But seeing some of James' ex-girlfriends, the jury's still out. Oh no, so before he knew it, James was 17 and taking his driving test. And for someone with really bad eyesight and no coordination, he did really well to pass his 5th attempt. Many cars followed. The Nova with the Tango orange interior, the Daihatsu Jeep that popped onto 2 wheels at any opportunity, and the rather swanky Lancia Coupe, but James thought it might be a great advantage to his dating issues, which he had a few of, and an extension to his rather small manhood. Talking of erections, James had some pretty big ones at the weekend. Pretty up marquees for Alistair Palace. As well as doing that, James and Matt ran the Pink Lobster discotheque. And you know, he was really the 80s answer to Fatboy Slim. Without the Slim part. Well, being a well-known DJ definitely had its advantages, and James would attend every party in the home counties, and he'd get an entourage of followers who tag along, you know, for the advantage that those sort of events brought. You. Thanks. Well, James left school and somehow managed to secure a place at Leicester Polytechnic. And he did rather well there, but you know, considering your serious sort of behaviour disorder, I'm surprised they accepted you. But you got in there, and on completion he took up a position at Moody Homes in Ingatestone, where he worked for a considerable amount of years, doing 10 people's work in one go. And I think if we agree with anything, James is a seriously hard worker. Yeah. But it was about this time that James met me. This for James was a life-changing moment. Where he'd been hanging out with the horsey types, you know, like the Saunders, the Watsons. Now he was going to step up a gear, start a personality. James and I took it, you know, I was into Young Farmers already and I was really enjoying it. And I saw James and I thought, you're the perfect man to take it to the top. So what we did, we entered the calf rearing competition. And now James and I put a lot of work into this. We worked for hours looking after these calves. Well, you didn't, did you?
You actually never saw them, did you?
No. But anyway, we went on to win the competition. The top prize, if I remember rightly. James and I were then fast-tracked to the head of the Young Farmers organisation. James took over as competition chairman and organised a squash team. Funny enough, I seemed to enter into the part with all the farming numpties who couldn't really play squash. We ended up winning the league, didn't we? Yeah.
Was it legal?
It wasn't legal, yeah. The Pakistan cricket team had nothing on us. When I was offered the position of county chairman, as a large big brown envelope full of cash, said I was going to be the county chairman. But I couldn't accept it, so I knew James was the man for the job. Always on time, except when he was with me. A man who said he'd do what he was going to do, and do it. A man you could trust. A man who was at the pinnacle of Young Farmers, and he took that job on and he did it fantastically. Yeah. Now, Young Farmers suited James down to the ground. Myself, Matt, James, and our daily Miss pal Justin were the sort of quality in Young Farmers. Soon gave our name of the Frost Boys. Unfortunately, ranking couldn't be involved, because he lacked looks and style.
Speak for yourself, mate.
Young Farmers was the birthplace of James's alter ego. Van Rouge, as he became known, would appear after 7 or 8 pints. Hard of hearing. Very fond of boxing, and of course havoc wherever he appeared. Lacking any social skill or any domestic or personal hygiene tasks. Wherever he appeared, he became a social hand grenade. You would see many a face turn pale when they heard the Van Rouge war cry. Oi! Oi!